All right, so here we're supposed to use or verify each equivalence using the formulas over here. So we're going to have to go, starting with something here, and we're going to use one of these seven items to convert it to something else. So on 66, if we have the not P implies Q, we can say that's equivalent to what? Well, we can say that's equivalent to, if we do the not P, that would be the same thing as a not P, because what we want to try to do is we want to get to something that's going to be P or Q. So that would be something, if we do a not, that would give us the same thing as P. So that could say, okay, well, let's do this one, because we're going to go if P then Q. Let's go here. That would actually do a better one, I think, to start with, because we're going to do if then. So we're doing if then. So that will get us our or first. So let's do that. So that's going to give us, well, we have a not to start with. So we have a not, then we have a not P or Q, and that's using number four. Okay, so the not P is the P, and so we have to have a not to make it to be what it actually is to start with. And then we converted it to or Q instead of then. And now what we can do is the not is a P. So that's equivalent to P or Q using number one. Now guess what? That was a simple one because it just took two steps and we got there. Now this next one looks like it's going to be a little bit longer. So 68. So we have a not P, then not Q, and that's supposed to be equivalent to what? It's supposed to be equivalent to Q and not P. Well, let's look here. So let's try to work from our inside out. So what could we do with this? P then Q. Well, P then Q, well, we could go to this and do something here, and that would give us a not Q then not P. Okay. But since we have knots on them, what's going to happen is we're going to end up with a knot, because now we're going backwards. We're kind of going this direction. We're going to have a knot, and we'll have what? We'll have a Q then P, because we have P then Q, so we're actually having these switched around. So then we have to switch these around, and so that's going to be a knot Q and P, and that's using number seven. All right, so what's equivalent to that? Well, Q then P, what could we do here? So let's look. Well, here we could do that one again. If except instead of P then Q, we have Q then P, and so that's going to be giving us basically. It looks like it's going to be a not Q or P. So that's going to give us a not Q or P, and that's using number four. Okay. Now, what can we do? If we're notting something, P or, and we're notting an or, then that becomes an and we knot both of them. Okay, so we're going to knot both of them, and we're going to convert it to an and. So we still have our knot out in front, and so this becomes a not P Q. Sorry, can't write Q, and then it's going to be and not P, and that was using number five. All right. And now a not, and this probably should put that around there. I forgot that parenthesis, and I don't need that last parenthesis, I guess. I was putting parentheses in the wrong places. All right, so a not is equal to that, and so that's going to be equivalent to a Q, and it's going to be and not P, and that's by number one, just making the double knots equal to what it is. And now if we look, Q and not P, that's what we have. And so we've proved it. Now this one took four steps, but we show that those are equivalent. And that's kind of how you have to get through it to get to that equivalence. All right, so hopefully that will help you with this section.